In the last video, we went over borders. In this video, I want to go over floating. So we're going to be talking about floats. Alright, so we're going to name our file floats.html. Alright, and then I'm going to open my simple boilerplate. I'm going to have a head which has a title. Inside my title, I'm going to call it floats CSS. Alright, then all I want to do is change my directory to go to floats. That's full of CSS, alright? Below the head, we're going to have a body. So this time inside our body, we're going to have a very simple layout. So what I want is a header. H1, I'm just going to say Nano web design, who knows. Then I'm going to so what I'm going to do is quickly zoom out a bit, since this was 300% zoomed in. So reset, there we go. Then I'm going to have a section, which inside the section, I'm going to have two divs. So one div is going to be called left, and then the next one's going to be called right. Alright, so let's go ahead and start styling. But let me put some contents. I'm going to be like, so in the left one, it's going to be like a news article, right? So I'm going to be having, let's see, like a H3 that says post 1. Then I'm going to have a p tag of like lorem 20. Then another p tag of lorem 40. Alright? Then the right one is all I'm going to have is like a strong tag that says about the author. And then a p tag of like lorem 25. And not much, alright? So you clearly see it's not aligned yet, alright? That's like a more appropriate word to use. So we're going to come up here to our style. And first of all, I'm going to start with a reset. So I'm going to do margin 0, padding 0. Now remember so here's my question to you. So now do you remember when we went over, what would I call it? We went over like font family. So let's do body, font family. I'm going to do sans serif. So like the font's better. I cannot resist it. Now it's going to style our header. With all I want is a background of, let's do H3333, color white, text align center, alright, and then padding 1 rem. There we go, that makes a nice header. Now, let's gonna look at each individual one. So I want to give, let's see, we're going to give each individual post, alright? So every single post, so like the left one, that's a post actually. So I'm going to give a background so I can see it of hashtag CCCCCC. This is a very light color that we're going to be using, alright, which I'm going to then give it a margin of around, not 1 rem. Alright, so sorry again. Let's make this 20 pixels. I have to teach you guys rem units quickly because I like to use rem, alright? And then padding of also 20 pixels. There we go. Then we're going to have right of a background, same hashtag CCCCC, margin 20 pixel, padding 20 pixels. Alright, now let's go and talk about the float property. So what I want to do is bring this container right here over here. So how would I do that? So let's go and look at our float property, and I'm going to say left. So I'm going to float this element to the left. Save. Alright, it really didn't do anything. You can clearly see, but what we can see just by giving it a border. So let's just give it a border of 1 pixel. Let's just give it a border 2 pixels solid, black. Same here, border 2 pixels solid, black. So it apparently did something where, let's see, what exactly happened here. Alright, so when it floated it actually did something weird here, which it kind of combined these two boxes, I could kind of say. So, what if we float this to the right? Alright, now it did something weird again. So what is basically going on? Well, it's trying to move these to the left and right, but there's no direction on the width of them. So, there's a property called width in CSS, and let's just give this one 100 pixels. Alright? Now this is, now let's just say we were to give this a of 100 pixels. Now, these are floated. So this is on the left. This is on the right. Because we told it, hey, this container, you keep 100 pixels, don't go beyond this. You too, right? Keep it 100 pixels, alright? And then it was able to float them because it was not overriding each of them. Now, 100 pixels, not the best. Because, here's the thing. The content is unreadable. Now you may be like, well, can I just do 400 pixels? Well, that did solve the issue. We can make this to 100. But when you get to like a certain viewport, it's kind of hard to read. You have to stay pretty hard aligned. So, the simple solution to this will be use percentages. So, let me just remove that. Now, let's make the left one, since this will be the majority of the page, we're going to make it 70%. The right to be 30%. Now it still didn't go towards the right. Alright, so it's unable to do that still because these are a little bigger. Alright, so I'm going to make this 50%. There. So 50 and 40% might work? Nope. 35? No. 30% works just fine. Alright? Because of the extra margin that we added, alright, this has to do with the border box. Alright, so now you may actually start understanding why we use border box. So if I do box sizing, border box. Now, when we do 70 and 30, that doesn't work, but we can do like 65. Nope, that still don't work. We can do 60. There we go, that worked. So now that we have this, let's go ahead and install our p tags. Alright, so let me just quickly start our p tags. So I have like a margin bottom of just 10 pixels. So we can see a little alignment. Alright, now let me show you something that's really annoying about floats. So right after the right div, let's just also have another div. Inside of it, have like a p. Let's give it exactly. So we have the p, and we'll say, no, Laura 50, and I save. It's continuing to float it a bit, so it's trying to fill in the space that we have and then continue. But we don't want to do that. We want to see. So I'm trying to align this. Is see if there's a way that if we're able to eliminate the just to be like, hey, just finish here and then move on to the next line. Alright, don't just fill in like you want to. So what we can do is clear the float. So what we can do is right below this div, alright, this is our two left and right. We can create a div called clear-float. And we can come up to our style, and then we'll do .clear-float. Inside the clear.float, we're going to, let's see, how do I do this? Well, we'll do clear, and we'll say both. And save, magic occurs, is on the next line. Alright, so what did it basically do is clear float? Well, it cleared the float, alright, that we had the float running for left and right, and it cleared it for both sides, alright? So, exactly, we're getting there. And exactly, so now you're starting to see exactly how layouts work. And this exact new div we created right here, so now you can actually continue doing this to many divs as you like, as long as you're remembering to clear floats. Right now, this is like a beginning to alignment. So this is like, Right now you don't know full alignment, but this will really help you start understanding how we can do like the grid system and all, because the grid system is kind of similar, but it's very, very simple. All right, so once we start getting to grid, flexbox, all that, it'll get very, very simple for us to be able to like clear these floats. For instance, I mean, we don't have to clear a float, which is one thing that float I really don't like. If this was fixed, I would consider floats some other time too. All right, so I hope you started understanding this concept.